Hey, how you doing, guys? Hey, I wanted to do a shout out to ProTips. It's the tooltip asset on the Unity Asset Store because I have really found a home for it in my project. So I'm trying not to this to be about my project, but so a couple ways I'm using it, and I'll get to the piece de resistance at the end. But right now, like I have these. This is just kind of a standard thing. So my toolbar and hotbar, I have the hover overs. So that's just general pro tips. And then for my resources, I have a kind of a customized style here, and this is generally static data. Just telling about what the resource is, and just some dynamic text. Where it gets interesting is, I guess we can just do it. Let's go over here. Where it gets interesting is I kind of make it a little bit more interactive, so to speak. So I had originally designed my own interactive panels, and I needed tooltips. So ProTips, I did my looking, and that ProTips was the solution. So I bought that, and after using ProTips for just this kind of stuff, I said, man, I could use this to replace my interactive panel. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to turn on my mining beacon, and you can see I'm using this panel here. So this is a stay on and blocking. So now so if I hover over this, and I can do a build here. This is, again, I don't want to get into my project, but this builds a platform that you can interact with some drones on my ship, and we're just going to deploy. Now here is the old system. Here's my stuff, and it's absolutely just horrible in comparison. So this is what I was working with before. So anyway, we're going to deploy that, and then I'm going to go up to the ship and show you really where the beauty of ProTips comes in with some hackery. Okay, so we're on my ship, and what I have on this back wall are just render texture cameras. I have cameras doing render textures to each of these screens. Now, when I hover over one, you can see this is a pro tip. Excuse me. This is a pro tip. And what I've done is, if I click on this panel, you can see I've got a little pin up here. That means it takes it from it flags stay on and blocking. So if I click it again, it goes away, and I can hover over this guy, and you can see the tier will change as I go from node to node, from monitor to monitor. The whole point was that if you click on this, it sets it blocking, which was really what I wanted. And what I did is I put a doozy canvas underneath this, so I refactored the code around just standard canvas, converted it to doozy canvas, so I could use some other stuff that I liked in doozy, and then I also upgraded it or hacked it to allow for TextMesh Pro. You can tell from the font and everything, it's using TextMesh Pro. So again, this is all kind of dynamic. You can see my miner's down there, and he's harvesting, and this is the resource node he's harvesting from. So you can see this is dynamically updating. His inventory is dynamically updating. This text here is updating his capacity. So all these are hot fields, all on a tooltip. And then of course I've got the render texture. So we can move away from that panel so you can tell that that's not the same. I've got a render texture. Again, same thing, just a raw image that's being fed by a camera, rendering to a texture that's the source of that raw image. So you can put these raw image and render textures right on your tooltip, which is really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So props to the asset. I think it's a fantastic asset, and definitely worth the money. So that's it. Thanks, guys.